Life often presents us with giants, problems so big and challenges so overwhelming that they seem impossible to overcome. But as followers of Christ, we know that with God, no giant is too great to be defeated. The story of David and Goliath, found in 1 Samuel 17, is one of the Bible's most powerful examples of faith and courage. A young shepherd boy, armed with just a sling, 5 stones, and a heart full of trust in God, stood before a giant who intimidated an entire army. David didn't face Goliath relying on his strength. He declared boldly, "You come to me with a sword, with a spear, and with a javelin. But I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts." 1 Samuel 17:45. David's confidence was rooted in his relationship with God, and that faith gave him the courage to face the impossible. We all have our own Goliaths: fear, financial struggles, broken relationships, health issues, or spiritual battles. These challenges may seem overwhelming, but just like David, we can face them with the confidence that God is on our side. The key is to remember that the battle isn't ours. It belongs to the Lord. David knew this when he said, "The Lord does not save with sword and spear, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give you into our hands." 1 Samuel 17:47. When we place our trust in him, we unlock the strength to overcome any obstacle. David's 5 stones were simple, yet significant. They represent the tools we too must carry. 1. Prayer, our direct line to God, where we seek his guidance and strength. 2. Faith, trusting that God is bigger than any giant we will ever face. 3. Scripture, the promises and truths of the Bible, our spiritual ammunition. 4. Courage, not the absence of fear, but moving forward despite it, knowing God goes before us. 5. Action, taking the steps God calls us to, no matter how daunting the path may seem. When David slung that stone, it wasn't just skill that brought Goliath down. It was God's power working through David's act of faith. Similarly, when we step forward in obedience and trust, God uses our efforts to achieve victories beyond what we could imagine. David's victory teaches us that it's not about the size of our resources, but the size of our faith. God delights in working through those who trust him completely. When you step out in faith, God amplifies your efforts, transforming your weakness into his strength. Remember, David said, "The battle is the Lord's." 1 Samuel 17:47. This same promise applies to you today. So I ask you, what is your Goliath today? Is it fear of failure, doubt about the future, or a challenge that feels impossible to overcome? Stand firm in your faith. Lean into God's promises. He has said, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Isaiah 41:10. No matter how great the giant, God is greater. The same God who empowered David to defeat Goliath is the God who walks with you today. The battle is not yours. It's the Lord's. With God, every giant falls. Be bold, be faithful, and step forward in confidence, knowing that the God who delivered David is the same God who will deliver you.